As a college student struggling to make ends meet, I took up a job at the local supermarket. The graveyard shift offered a slightly higher pay, and while I had heard some eerie rumors about the store's history, I brushed them off as mere urban legends. Little did I know that my time at the supermarket would be filled with chilling encounters and the realization that not all stories are meant to be dismissed. It was my second week on the night shift when I experienced something that sent shivers down my spine. The store had closed and I was busy restocking the shelves. The eerie silence was only interrupted by the soft humming of the fluorescent lights overhead. As I walked down the deserted aisles, I noticed a shadowy figure at the end of one of the rows. My heart pounded in my chest, but I tried to convince myself it was just a trick of the light. But as I drew closer, the figure seemed to move, and a cold sensation washed over me. "Hello?" I called out, my voice trembling. No response. The figure remained motionless, just beyond the reach of the flickering lights. Summoning my courage, I approached cautiously, and when I reached the spot, the figure vanished into thin air. A chill ran down my spine, and I decided to hurry back to the safety of the staff room. I confided in my fellow night shift colleagues about the encounter, but they merely shrugged it off, attributing it to the stress of working late hours. But as the weeks went by, I realized that the store had a strange energy about it, one that made my skin crawl. Late at night, I would hear soft whispers echoing through the empty aisles as if unseen voices were conversing just beyond my hearing. On occasion, products would fall from the shelves without any apparent cause, startling me and my coworkers. One night, while I was stocking up the dairy section, I saw a reflection in one of the glass doors, a fleeting glimpse of a woman in a dated uniform pushing a cart filled with groceries. I turned around, expecting to see a fellow coworker, but there was no one there. The woman had vanished into thin air. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. On numerous occasions, I would glance up to see a shadowy figure moving through the store, only for it to disappear when I focused my attention on it. My coworkers began to share their own eerie encounters. One claimed to have seen the apparition of a man wearing a bowler hat, wandering through the aisles before vanishing into thin air. Another spoke of hearing a child's laughter, even though the store was empty. As I became more accustomed to the strange occurrences, I decided to do some research on the supermarket's history. It turned out that the store had been built on the site of an old orphanage, which had burned down decades ago. Rumor had it that the souls of the orphaned children who perished in the fire still lingered in the area, seeking solace and closure. The eerie encounters continued, and I couldn't shake the feeling that the spirits of the past were trying to communicate with us. Late one night, as I was closing up the store, I felt a gentle touch on my shoulder. Turning around, I saw the faint outline of a young girl in tattered clothing. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The girl smiled sadly, and in her eyes I saw a glimpse of the sorrow and pain she must have endured. I understood then that she was one of the spirits from the orphanage, trapped in this realm between the living and the dead. "You don't need to be afraid," I whispered, reaching out my hand. "You can find peace. It's time to let go." As I spoke those words, a sense of calm washed over me, and the girl's apparition slowly faded away. It was as if she had finally found the closure she had been seeking for so long. From that moment on, the atmosphere in the supermarket seemed to change. The eerie encounters became less frequent, and the store felt less haunted. The spirits of the past had finally found their peace, and I felt a sense of relief knowing that we had helped them find closure. As the years passed, I moved on from the night shift at the supermarket, but the memories of those haunted nights still lingered. The experience taught me that sometimes the line between the living and the dead can blur, and that not all spirits are malevolent. Some are just lost souls seeking solace, and with a little understanding and compassion, we can help them find their way to the other side.